Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good morning and thanks for joining us on Up with KREM on this Friday morning.
Hey, TGIF.
TGIF. I'm Channing Curtis.
Payday
yes.
to some people.
Well,
hey there, glad to have you here with us. I'm Tim Pham. Nearly 20 Washington State workers are filing a lawsuit, and it's our big story of the morning. They're filing it against Governor Jay Inslee and the city of Spokane over the state vaccine mandate.
Now, the lawsuit claims that the governor's COVID-19 vaccination mandate violates the contract between workers and the state. It cites the workers' exemption requests were accepted, but that their employer provided no accommodation or reassignment. Grant Wolf is one of the two lawyers representing the workers who filed the suit.
In a lot of cases, the employers said that we can't reasonably accommodate you in your current position. You can apply for a reassignment to a new one. And in cases such as that, many times our clients found that there were no available positions.
Wolf says his clients are ultimately at risk of losing their jobs. He expects more plaintiffs across Washington will be added to the complaint against the state.
So now, given this lawsuit and many like it across the country, we wanted to look into whether these vaccine mandates are actually working.
Or if a large number of healthcare workers are leaving their jobs instead. Providence of Southwest Washington and Oregon employs about 23,000 people. The company says before vaccine mandates were put in place, about 80% of its workforce was already vaccinated. That number jumped to 90% after state mandates were put into place.
And at Kaiser Permanente, before the Oregon vaccine mandate, about 79% of its 11,000 employees were vaccinated. But that number jumped up another 10% after mandates were put into place.
All right, 6:01 now on the dot. Let's get outside to meteorologist Thomas Patrick. We sent you out in the cold, Thomas, because it is not technically freezing, but I would say it's pretty dang cold.
Yeah, it is a little bit cool. Sometimes we keep that thermostat inside just a little bit too toasty for my taste, so it's a bit refreshing out here. But yeah, 36 degrees in Spokane actually marks, if my research is correct, the coldest morning that we felt so far this season, and there are plenty of locations that are at 32 degrees or colder at the moment. But keeping an eye on St. Mary's, 25, the cool spot across the inland northwest, 30 up in Sandpoint as well. So there are those spots that are already below the freezing mark, probably getting some frost in the yards. That is going to go away about an hour from now when we get that sunrise, because we do get plenty of sunshine today. Temperatures should easily be in the low 60s. So a mild day to offset at least this cold night. But the cold nights are going to continue at least so long as we do have those clear skies. But we got some weather systems. They're going to make for a pretty active next week. More on that in a moment. But the fall colors, I think we're within a couple days of peak. I think we'll see these peak fall colors either this weekend or early next week. So do make sure to get your cameras out, because those leaves might not be on the trees for very much longer, especially with some rain and wind in our forecast this weekend.
The city's huge library project has some really exciting developments.
That's right. Nicole Hernandez is live at one of the new libraries, giving us a sneak peek before it opens. Nicole, I have to say, it looks like you're having a blast out there this morning.
It's a lot of fun. New building, it's beautiful, it's warm inside, I love it. So there's some cool stuff that's going on with this building. So this is the new Liberty Park Library that is in East Central here. But it's really cool because this building was designed to kind of give a nod to the Liberty Park area that it's in. So take a look at this huge green wall. It's really a map of the Liberty Park area. So you can see all the different spots over here. It kind of tells you what side it's on as well. So this huge giant mural thing is just a kind of a nod to the area that it's in, just because this is such a kind of iconic spot for the East Central area. There's also a spot that kind of shows the stairs in Liberty Park as well, so super exciting. This side here of the library is the adult side, so you can see I showed you the kids side earlier where the shelves were only this tall. These are real normal size shelves, all the same height. We've got of course, all of the laptops and computers here for people to use in meeting rooms and such. So this building here is one of two that will be opening up starting next month. So this is all part of a $77 million project that is building and renovating 7 different libraries. And these projects have been in the works for years now. So the Hive, a brand new library over on Sprague, and the new Hilliard Library are already open. The new Shadle Library is opening in early November, and then the Liberty Park Library in East Central is opening mid-November. The city designed all of these new libraries with help from the community.
Children's play spaces were the #1 requested item from the community when we were doing our community outreach prior to passing the bond, and that's like everybody wanted better children's libraries for the community.
So there's also a lot more meeting spaces in every single library they're building and renovating. Because of COVID, they won't be doing any big grand opening celebrations. The city will just be doing official ribbon cutting ceremonies to open the new libraries. But this isn't the end of this big project. The Indian Trail Library and the South Hill Library are closing down to start their renovations later this month and in early November. So, of course, we've got a lot of stuff happening here, but coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to show you some more of those meeting spaces and new rooms that all of these libraries are going to be featuring. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, looks great. Thanks, Nicole. It's time now for your Morning Rush. More news in less time.
Up first, the South Hill Dog Park saga is seeing new developments today. The former park is shut down to make room for a new middle school. A temporary replacement park is opening today, but the park's long-term future continues to be a point of discussion. The new location will be right next to the old one, and representatives for the dog park are focused on the future.
When it comes down to it, we might be able to, at some point in working with Spokane Parks and all that stuff, we'll be able to get a water feature.
Hopefully they can get some trees in there and like make it look sort of nice.
The permanent home of the dog park remains up in the air. Dog park goers say they are hopeful a true partnership can be found between the park and the city.
To kick off Domestic Violence Awareness Month, the YWCA created a chalk walk in Riverfront Park. It's a way for the organization to increase awareness in our community. They have a month-long campaign planned to inspire action, and the YWCA hopes to raise $50,000 this October to provide free services to those who need it.
2 former NBA players and local basketball stars are being charged with health insurance fraud. Terrence Williams and Tony Roten both started off their basketball careers here in Washington State. Williams played for Rainier Beach High School, which is in South Seattle. Roten played for UW. They and 17 others are accused of filing false medical claims to the NBA's Health and Welfare Benefit Plan.
Well, Gonzaga basketball fans are getting ready for the weekend because Craziness in the Kennel is back tomorrow at 1 p.m. The event will require a ticket. A limited number of them will be made available to the general public. According to GU, Craziness will also be live streamed online. However, anyone in attendance must show proof of a COVID vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test taken within 72 hours of the event. And that's your Morning Rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media.
For quite a few years and said, hey, let's grow some pumpkins and let's have a pumpkin patch.
A Moses Lake farm spent the last 6 months growing 15,000 pumpkins, but they aren't for sale to make a profit.
Plus, why it could take a little while longer before we see the COVID vaccine being given to children under 12.
And even though it is cold this morning, the sunshine should warm us up into the 60s for today. But we've got a weather system moving through on Sunday that's going to give us some rain and windy conditions. More on the timeline of that coming up next.